If you're a musician, or really any kind of creator, have you ever felt like the system is just rigged against you? You pour everything you have into your work, only to get back fractions of pennies from streaming. Well, today, we're going to look at a new platform called OpenPlaza that's trying to flip that script entirely. Let's get into it.
So to really get why a platform like OpenPlaza even needs to exist, we first have to talk about this feeling, this question. Why do so many creators feel completely exploited? It's that sense of powerlessness, right? Watching your art, your passion get turned into massive corporate profits while you're just struggling to get by. And that feeling, that's what's fueling this whole search for a new way of doing things.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll dive into why the industry feels so broken in the first place. Then, we'll talk about how this old-school idea of ownership is making a huge comeback. After that, we'll introduce the actual tool that makes this possible, OpenPlaza Editions. We'll see how it puts power back in the hands of creators. And finally, we're going to zoom out and see why this might be a huge moment for the entire internet.
Okay, let's kick things off with Section 1, a broken industry. We're going to really break down what's wrong with the way most of us listen to music today, and more importantly, how the artists behind that music get, or, don't get paid.
Man, this quote from the source material, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's not just saying the system has some flaws. It's calling it out directly, saying it's broken because of corporate greed, and that creators are the ones paying the price. I mean, that's a really powerful statement.
And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. On one side, you've got your traditional streaming, where artists are lucky to see fractions of a penny for each stream. But on the other side, you've got this new model that OpenPlaza is pushing. After a tiny platform fee, the creators, they take home the rest. The difference isn't just big, it's absolutely staggering.
So, if the old way is broken, what's the fix? Well, it's not just about getting a bigger slice of the pie, it's about owning the whole bakery. And that brings us to our next section, the return of ownership. And believe me, this is about way more than just an MP3 file on your computer. At the heart of all of this is a piece of tech called a music NFT. So what the heck is that? Think of it like a digital, one-of-a-kind version of a song. You can prove you own it, it's totally secure on this thing called a blockchain, but here's the really cool part. It's not just a file you listen to. It can actually do things, like unlock special perks and experiences.
And what's so powerful here is that this isn't some crazy, futuristic desire. It's tapping into something we all remember. It's about bringing back that feeling of holding a record in your hands or unwrapping a new CD. That feeling of real, tangible ownership. You bought it, it's yours, period.
And think about what that ownership really means. It means that if you own the music, no streaming giant can just pull it from your library because their licensing deal ran out. The control goes from the big corporation back to you and the artist you chose to support.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how does a creator actually pull this off? Well, that brings us right to our third section. Let's introduce OpenPlaza Editions. This is the actual tool built to make this whole new creator economy a reality.
And here's the thing, this isn't some coming soon pipe dream. This is real. It's happening right now. OpenPlaza Editions is officially live. That means creators can jump in and start building this stuff today.
The secret sauce here is something they call scalable minting. So what does that mean? Basically, think of it as a digital printing press for creators. An artist can design one thing, like their album art, and then, with just a few clicks, create thousands of unique, numbered editions of it. It's mass production, but for rare digital items.
And yeah, we're talking a lot about music, but just look at the possibilities here. This exact same tech can be used for literally anything digital. We're talking exclusive concert passes, digital comic books, unique skins for your character in a game, even deeds to land in the metaverse. This isn't just a tool for music, it's a building block for the entire digital world.
All right, and this leads us to maybe the most important part of all, power to the creator. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this actually works for an artist and what the real, tangible benefits are.
So let's walk through it. First, an artist launches their music as an NFT. They can make it super limited edition, to create some hype and rarity. Then, and this is where it gets really fun, they add utility. That means the NFT is more than a song. It's a key to a backstage meet and greet, a discount on merch, anything they can dream up. And finally, they can let fans buy and sell these collectibles, creating a real market for their art.
Okay, let's talk money. The number you need to know is this one, 2.5%. That's it. That's the standard platform fee. When you compare that to the insane cuts and confusing payment systems of the old platforms, this is just refreshingly simple. The artist gets almost everything.
This is where your mind can really start to run wild. Creators are no longer just dropping songs into the void. They're building entire worlds around their art. They can create these incredible, exclusive experiences. They can reward their biggest supporters. I mean, they're building a true community. The possibilities are, quite literally, endless.
Okay, for our last section, let's pull back and look at the really big picture, the next digital generation. Why is all this happening right now? And what does it say about where the internet itself is heading?
Now this is a huge claim, but listen to the context. The source material is framing this as a massive, fundamental shift. They're comparing it to the moment the old, static internet, Web 1, gave way to the interactive, social internet of Web 2, the era that gave us Google, Facebook, and everything that followed. They're saying we're at another turning point, just like that.
And that really gets to the core mission. It's got two parts. Part 1, fix what is so clearly broken with the creative industries. And Part 2, do it by building on top of what's coming next for the internet, an internet built on ownership, decentralization, and direct connections between people.
And just like Web 2 wasn't just about search engines, this isn't just about music. The vision here is so much bigger. It's about giving these same tools to filmmakers, to writers, to game developers, to every kind of creator imaginable. So look, if you take just one thing away from all this, let it be this. This whole movement toward true digital ownership, it's not about hype or trendy tech. It's about a fundamental redistribution of power. It's about taking control from the boardrooms and putting it back where it belongs, in the hands of the people who make the art and the communities who love it. It's a complete change in the tools that are available to artists, to musicians, to builders of every kind, and it leaves us with one final, and I think pretty exciting question to think about. When you have this kind of control, this kind of direct line to your audience, what will you create?